Hello, me lads and lovelies. Captain Edward von Arkham here, coming to you from on board the MHS Hysteria. I learned something new today. We were flying over the Kamchatka Peninsula in eastern Russia. It's as far east as you can get without ending up in the west. The air was slightly nippy, it must be said. Around -30 it must have been. Everyone was below deck in the engine room, huddling around the boiler for warmth. Well, I say everyone. Lytton was at the helm, guiding the ship through the strong Arctic winds. Bless. Being Canadian, he's accustomed to bitter weather. But freezing is freezing, so I thought I would just pop out and check how he was faring. So I put my coat on and went topside. Lytton was at the helm, facing the winds with a bold face. A cold face. Apparently he had sneezed and it had frozen halfway out of his nose. It looked like there was a green jellyfish trying to escape from his face. I called up to him and asked how he was doing. He looked back at me with a rather affectionate countenance and replied, "Oh yes, Captain, I'm as happy as a clam." Which got me thinking. That's a bit of an odd phrase, isn't it? Happy as a clam? Where did that come from? Are clams generally happy? Has anyone done any research into this enigma? No? Well, best we do some then. Once we reached the Bering Sea, we touched down to the water for a spot of clam fishing. I caught myself a lovely big razor clam and brought it into my cabin for questioning. I must say it was quite a stoic bivalve. It did look like it was smiling a little bit, but other than that, it didn't seem particularly happy. It didn't even crack so much as a chuckle at any of my jokes. And I hit the little bugger with my best stuff as well. A dyslexic man walks into a corset. Tough crowd. So I decided to approach it from a scientific perspective. I pried open the shell and inserted a chemical probe into the squishy bit of the clam to monitor for dopamine. Unfortunately, in doing so, I killed the poor thing. Silly me. Instead of finding a replacement clam, we decided to take a more direct route. We kept flying southeast until we reached New England, and then set the eternity clock to the year 1833. The best year for clam fishing in the seafood capital of the Western Hemisphere. This time we decided to interview fishermen instead of clams. It turns out that the phrase, happy as a clam, is incomplete. The full saying is, happy as a clam at high water. High tide being the time when said clams are submersed in water and happily safe from most predators. That's really quite clever. I don't know why more people don't know about it. Well, that's another mystery solved. And that's another log finished. I'm off to the galley for a very small cup of clam chowder. Until next time, stay mad, my duckies. Bra, sorry. A dyslexic man walks into a bra.